All right, family. Peace, peace. I see Billy Carson in the chat. Shout out to Billy Carson, my brother Billy Carson. All
Billy,
right,
what's going on?
indeed, family. Let me make sure. Tell me y'all can hear me. Make sure I want to make sure y'all can hear me. We're gonna have a great show tonight. Um, Something new to the platform, something new to the Black Magic 363 family, and something definitely necessary. So I want you to make sure you thumbs up the video. Shout out to Wu Amun. All right, my brother said he can hear me, so I know we good to go. Make sure you share the video. Yeah. Before we get started, as always, and before I introduce my guests, I want everybody to fill into the room, and also I want to, as I always do, give a shout out to a magnificent black business out there. Uh, and a brother who's doing his thing, King Simon, one of the best numerologists in the world. He gives consultations over the phone. All you have to do is text him your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. And the brother will definitely get back to you at his earliest convenience. All right, family? All right. So we live right now. So let's get started. Please introduce yourself to the Black Magic 363 family.
Brother Witch, thank you so much. It's such an honor and pleasure to be here. My name is Lamonte Goode, the founder and creator of CyberYoga and Neo Sutras, a new age futuristic yoga movement that I've created. Neo Sutras with my partner, and just here to just do my duty and to inspire others to be great with their mind, body, and spirit.
So it's called Cyber Yoga, right?
Cyber Yoga. So it's cyber is actually a acronym. It goes by calisthenics, yoga, breakdance, evolution, revolution, and yoga just binds it all together. So it's a new age practice I've created to inspire others to be great with their body and their spirit.
I was talking to an artist I work with, Cambada. We had a conversation about 2 years ago. And we was talking about yoga, and we was
Mhm.
talking about breakdancing and how similar yoga and breakdancing are. And so, just off the top, how would you compare yoga? Because you got the yoga moves, and then you got the breakdancing. You know what I'm saying? So you just
Okay,
start moving a little faster. So,
got you.
what do you see in terms of the relationship between breakdancing and yoga?
Excellent question. So my background is in b-boying and breakdancing. So 20 plus
Mm,
years of breakdancing, b-boying, hip hop, acrobatics, contemporary modern dance, and then got into yoga, which is kind of just completed the whole puzzle of what cyber yoga is. So basically, it's a fusion based practice.
mm,
I was really inspired by hip hop dance from the early '90s, b-boying and breaking, but I felt like my body was missing something. It was
mm,
missing more honor and more conscious movement and more
mm,
spirituality within my practice. And so
mm.
yoga was like the great addition to the practice, and cyber yoga was born from that.
Hmm. So, what would you describe when if somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, Lamont, how is yoga going to benefit me?" This Our lives are so busy, we have so many distractions. We could exercise, we could go to the gym, we can do some meditation at home if we want. Somebody says, "Why should I implement yoga into my daily routine?" What does yoga have over the other things that I just mentioned, or how can yoga better my life?
Excellent question, Rich. I would just state that yoga is the union, it's the yoke. So it's more
Mm,
about the conscious movement because typically when people go to gyms, they're working out, to get bigger, but there is not a lot of in my perspective, is not a lot of conscious movement because you're just doing something over and over to build versus yoga is like mind, body, and spirit. It's a
mm,
fusion of everything together that gives you more clarity on your spiritual aspect of the movement uh, and the training
mm,
and the spirituality. So all those three put together is the best benefit of what yoga can offer for you.
mm. A lot of people, like when you, in terms of looking at the body as a human avatar and viewing it from a metaphysical perspective, like if you talk to Phil Valentine or something like that, they would say the body is like an antenna, and it's ground in higher frequencies. And it's so it's like you got on a radio you have 97.1, 98.7. Depending on where your thoughts and feelings are, you could grab certain thoughts from the universe, or certain just ideas or whatever from the universe. And when you look at an antenna, from back in the days, they were, they may be facing this way. When you had to fix it to get a certain signal, you may have to face it this way, or you may have to put it that way. With yoga, when you do these different positions, are you getting different ideas or different, from the creator source?
Brother Rich always asks the best questions. You
Damn.
always ask the best questions. And shout outs to Phil Valentine, who's a
Yes,
huge
Dr. Valentine. Yes.
inspiration. Much respect. I have his book. I've been studying him for years. But what I would say is that I get a lot of downloads of this of
Mm,
the ideas and concepts. So I feel like I'm just channeling information and
mm,
I'm just bringing it to reality. So I'm getting downloads and certain poses I feel have encoded messages behind them.
mm,
Um, Goes really deep into the aspect, but just pretty much say for instance, like a handstand, it's
mm,
just great for overall like body upper body strength
mm,
and the blood circulation, from being like upside down and
mm,
being conscious within the movement and that practice. So all those things are actually like physically actually like they're benefiting your body.
mm.
um I hope that answers your question.
No, definitely, definitely. Do you have a favorite pose where you like, damn, I need to come up with this idea, or I need to do this, or I need to think about this, so I'm gonna do this for half an hour? Is there anything your go-to pose?
Okay, there is one pose that I created that went viral in the yoga world. It's called the super soldier pose. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a upside down standing split. But anyway, for me, it's like it's a combination of a hip and quad stretch while
Mm-hmm.
being upside down. We're getting a lot of blood flow and
Mm-hmm.
circulation generating
Mm-hmm.
throughout the body. So that's my favorite go to, that one or like a handstand. But pretty much all these poses um they're just downloads, they're
Mm-hmm.
download. And so I'm a dancer, so I typically heal through movement. So movement is medicine essentially.
Yes.
So we're just, and people like tend to really like forget that it's just moving. And so moving and like exercising allows you to vent whatever you're going through. And so my whole thing is like the intention is to heal through movement. So if I'm having say like having like a really weird or bad day or frustrated, I just go
Mm-hmm.
and I just vent. So whether people punch and kick or fight, whatever, mine is more movement.
Mm-hmm.
So mine is more yoga, dance, therapy, and this is that's the overall intention, is to heal through that aspect.
I want to talk to you about what you're going to be presenting at the Manifest Destiny virtual retreat. Before we do that, a quick question. Some people may feel like yoga is for females, and brothers may feel like, yo, man, that's some feminine ish right there. Like, why should I, whatever. I'd rather just, hit the barbell, or do something else. Why do you think yoga, if it's something we was into in ancient times, uh, why in modern times has it become looked at with, just talking to brothers, on the street, whatever, a lot of brothers look at it as something feminine? Why do you think that is? If you notice that at all within.
Um, Excellent question. So I don't know. It's weird because I see it from my perspective. I see it as like a great benefit and addition to your life.
Mhm,
Um, what I've noticed that there are like actually a lot of men that are doing yoga now, and actually there
mhm,
are lots of black men doing it as well. It's not mainstream.
mhm,
It's not mainstream, but it definitely is that.
mhm.
Um, I'm sorry. Could you elaborate on that question one more time? I got caught up in the thought.
Well, it just has yoga has this reputation, from what
Mhm.
I notice in the black community, to be something that's for females. And I notice a lot of brothers don't really engage in yoga at the same rate that a lot of females engage in
Gotcha.
yoga. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I would feel that the yoga is generally marketed towards women, but I
Mm,
feel like yoga is for anybody with a body. As long as you have a
mm,
mind, brain, two arms, and two legs, I feel like it can really benefit everybody. When I got into it for the first time, it just changed my life, like automatically. Like, me,
mm,
movement dancer, practice, whatever. I've been dancing for years, but the yoga was a different. addition to my practice because it gave me more clarity and it made me more conscious with my body, like what I'm doing, honoring my body, not beating it up, not, not stressing it. So years of b-boying, you know, I was getting injured, I was getting hurt, pulling muscles, very angry and agitated, but yoga kind of balanced all that out for me. Um, Definitely a good addition to your life. I would definitely recommend it for everybody.
Excellent. I want to talk about. Oh, I'm hearing an echo. Wow, what's that? I don't know why. All right, so yeah, I want to talk about the Manifest Destiny virtual retreat, and you wanted to present us there, you wanted to speak us there, as well as a lot of other people speaking. It's going to be a 2-day virtual retreat, family, January 8th and 9th, from 1 to 7 p.m. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to share the link right now in the chat, so anybody who is interested can sign up.
Incredible.
Tickets are going fast, so I advise everybody who's interested to sign up as soon as possible to secure your seat. And the important thing about this virtual retreat is that just like the brother CyberYoga, so many people are specializing in so many different things in this retreat. So it's just like the total package in terms of you benefiting yourself and in your life. So you got some financial information from Billy. You got help from Mauricio Shun. David Icke is going to come with his, the C19. He got some information on that we're not privy to or whatever. He's been banned from social media. But it's going to be an amazing retreat. So I advise everybody to sign up as soon as possible to ensure that you get a ticket. But Lamont, man, what can they expect from you during the 2022 Manifest Destiny virtual retreat, man? It's going to be off the hook.
First and foremost, huge shout out to Billy Carson at Fort Good Knowledge for even just creating all this. And it's such an honor to be sharing the virtual stage with all these amazing people. So for me, I'm going to share CyberYoga basics, just how to really get more connected with your body and to gain a more stronger connection with yourself. So the mind, body, and spirit. Of course, no one's gonna be doing no one-arm handstands or headstands, nothing like that. But just some CyberYoga basics, so you kind of get used to like understanding the concept of what that practice is and what you're going to learn.
So you're going to be actually showing us the moves. You're going to be demonstrating it.
Demonstrating, but most likely, most importantly, teaching it how to like understand the mechanics of what it is, why, and how it's going to benefit your mind, body, and spirit.
Should the people that sign up, should they bring a mat while you're speaking?
Yes, I would definitely recommend bringing a yoga mat or even a block, but just most importantly, just have an open mind. This is what I ask for. Just have an open mind. Be open-minded. Always a student, never a master. So just keep that mind open.
Indeed. In terms of yoga, is there any time of day that's the best time to do yoga, like early in the morning, at nighttime, sunset, sunrise? Do you have like a routine?
Excellent question. I typically get up in the morning. For me, the morning is what I would do. I'll typically do like handstands or like arm balances. And then when I'm warmer in the day, I'll do some yoga outside in the grass or in the sun or at the beach or at home. But typically, you want to do yoga when your body is warm. And that's throughout the day. You kind of, wake up, go through your motion. But you know what? Everybody's different. So for me, I get up, get the strength on, and then later on the day I do my practice. But even at night is typically when I do my yoga as well. So I actually train like 3 times a day. So I'm always training, whether it's handstands, movement, yoga, meditation, just reading everything. So just mind, body, and spirit, like 24/7. Just like upgrade. That's where I am. Upgrade.
All right. Definitely, family. Make sure, like I said, make sure you sign up to the virtual retreat going down, Manifest Destiny 2022 on January 7th and 8th. I'm putting the link in the chat once again. I see somebody asked, I believe this question is for me. Are you still offering the last one also? Dewan, yes. I believe you're referring to Billy Carson's first stock options class. And I told everybody that you would get that for free. Yes, everybody who signed up will still get that. Indeed. Oh, and I want to bring up, I see somebody, the greatest champ. This, actually the first yoga video I seen was about ancient Kemetic yoga. I forgot what was his name, greatest champ. The dude, was it Muata Ashby? Or was that, I forget his name, but tell me his name. But have you heard of Kemetic yoga? Have you heard of that?
I've heard the term, but haven't
Mhm.
really researched it deep. But I'm definitely inspired to do that right now. Definitely to
What,
look into it
what
because
about, you
I'm
got,
sorry.
yeah. No, I was just going to ask about the origins of yoga. What can you tell us about the origins of yoga? Like, how did this come about?
Well, wow. I mean, there's so many different perspectives, but generally, India, it's like there's so many different um, kinds of yoga. There's, Iyengar or Ashtanga yoga, but typically, from what I've studied, has been from India.
Mm,
So India. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if there are some traces and actually origins from Kemet. So
hmm.
that's not a bad thing to look into because who knows? I get a lot of downloads, so who knows where I'm getting them from? But that's actually really interesting to look into. So I'm looking
Mm.
into that actually.
You probably get a hell of a natural high from yoga, huh?
Oh
Cause
my
like,
God.
cause like when I jog, I get a natural high. So I can
Okay.
imagine,
Brother Rich, like
yeah.
literally before I came on, I was actually stretching. And then 2 hours before that, I was doing yoga and then yoga in the morning. So I'm constantly stretching. I'm constantly in the Zen. I'm constantly, showing gratitude, like appreciating life and that of a yogi. And so it's definitely drastically changed my life. So just a fusion of movement and dance and then incorporating the yoga. It's it's such an addition in life. So I cannot stress it enough. So brother Rich, you got to get on some yoga classes, brother. You're gonna love
Yeah,
it, man.
yeah, we gonna, I would love to sometime in the future, next year, 2022, have some live yoga demonstrations on the channel, man.
Okay, hey,
That
you
would,
know what?
that
I'm more than
would,
welcome. I also wanted to introduce my other practice called Neo Sutras, and that's with me and
say
my
that again. Neil what? Neil what?
Neo Sutras.
Mm-hmm.
And Neo Sutras is a practice that was created by me and my partner, my love. It's like imagine yoga dance therapy for couples. So just teaching you how to be more connected and more intimate with your partner through yoga and dance and spirituality. So that's another practice that got fairly viral online that I've created with my partner. So I just wanted to share that as well. So
Yeah,
hopefully,
yeah, yeah.
following years, if you got a partner or mate, definitely get on some Neo Sutras as well.
That's fire to be able to do yoga with your partner. Let's go. I want to show y'all. Oh man, you know what? Hold up. I want to show you
Yeah, bring her
Instagram,
up.
but
Ghost.
I don't.
Okay. The missus is like, oh, I'm working. We're on the NFTs right now, so we're doing a lot of NFT art. So we're doing a lot of that.
Oh man, tell me about that NFT market, man. That's who.
Oh, NFT is like a whole nother thing. It's incredible, but you know what? Yeah, that's it. So sharing that knowledge on all mediums. So it's definitely the future.
So with yoga, did you have you ever done yoga like on shrooms or DMT or anything? Have you ever experimented with that? How was that? You gotta tell me about that.
Actually, yes, on microdose shrooms, whatever, you definitely get a lot of more clarification, more downloads, more
Mm,
understanding and a deeper aspect of where life is, and you really understand how deep like we are interfacing with this 3D matrix, how everything is interconnected. Um, Usually when I shroom, yeah, I'm more into my body, and then I understand even more deeper on a deeper level that how much you have to really love and honor your body. It's like
mm,
people tend to take it for granted, but it's such a valuable asset in this reality. And so it's like, being conscious and just mindful of your body and just, taking care of it, eating right, meditating, getting rest, like even like mental thoughts, like, hey,
mm.
like don't call yourself bad words or whatever. Just really just honoring yourself, like really respecting it is, it's really important. And so I get lots of that through through definitely through medicine, lots of it, like
Yeah, this is some event. This is an advanced piece of technology we got here. This avatar
advanced technology.
is,
It's a spacesuit with,
yeah.
with no instructions of how to use it. So all we do is really just feel. But
Mhm.
what I tend to understand too is that the body stores trauma, like it stores it,
Right, right.
like it stores it, right?
Yes.
And so even more reason to like find beneficial ways of like working out and venting. So through yoga, running, whatever it is, just getting it all out because the body does store trauma, stores information. Sometimes you'll be like in a yoga class and you're going through a flow, and you start bawling, crying. You're like, why am I crying for? Why?
Mm,
It's because all that trauma is being released. It's being released.
mm,
So it's really
mm.
powerful, amazing, incredible.
If do you a big problem in society today is mental health. Um, if you could compare yourself before you started doing yoga and after you started doing yoga, as far as your depression levels, your anxiety levels, things like that, negative feelings, negative emotions, how effective is yoga for that?
Wow, it's amazing. Thank you for stating that. Um, Even just studying yoga, um, the philosophy and the language of sutras, all that, you learn to just appreciate. So just think about that aspect on top of the physical practice.
Mm,
It's like you're such an addition, normally, like, if you find yourself angry or like agitated, then you go back to, okay, why am I doing yoga for? What is it for? And
mm,
so it just allows you to be more connected with yourself. It's a union. That's what it is. It's a union of mind, body, and spirit. And
mm,
so once you start to practice and you start to feel the benefits of clarity in your body, um, your reality changes and your
mm,
habit, then your like habits change, and how you talk to people and how do you talk to yourself changes.
mm.
So all that's really powerful when it comes to the yoga and the practice. It's a lifelong practice, but my life has completely changed, completely.
Does yoga does it affect your appetite? Like I know people who exercise, and when I'm exercising properly, I'm not as hungry. I don't have much of an appetite, especially for junk food or anything like that. And I noticed this about 10 years ago versus when I don't exercise. So how does yoga affect your appetite and the food you eat, would you say?
Interesting
Your
question.
selection.
I find myself eating like once a day. So I typically
Mm,
don't eat a lot, but yoga definitely changed the way I view food. Um,
mm,
so I like to be light and lean. So typically, yeah, it's I can actually say that yoga has changed my eating habits, and so I just eat like once a day. I can't eat like more than 2 meals or two 3 meals a day. That's it. No, I can't. Just one is enough for me,
mm,
because that allows for me to do my yoga practice, breathing and the stretching and just being light
mm.
all day. So that's typically how it works for me.
A couple of years ago, probably about 5 years ago, when I first started my YouTube channel, I mean, I would be on YouTube all the time. I would put up videos every day, and I was just like going super hard with my YouTube channel. And I noticed that I started to get back problems
Hmm.
and like lower back problems.
Hmm.
And I went to the doctor, and one of the things they told me was that they told me my vitamin D was low. That was because I was up all night and I would sleep a lot during the daytime because I was up all night editing videos, all that type of stuff. And they also told me I was living a sedentary lifestyle. I'm hoping I'm saying that word right. But basically, the way the world is and with technology, we sit down most of the time. We're
Hmm.
always in front of a computer, so we're not moving.
Yep.
Whereas back in the day, we would move a lot more. So,
Hmm.
but right now, we just sit. We're in front of this computer all day, all night. So that has an effect on our body. So things
Absolutely.
like yoga is extremely important considering the lifestyle that we're living now, brother. So I don't know if you know who I'm sure you know, or whoever's listening don't know, but this is something I'm gonna say, brother. I'm gonna let my family right here on Black Magic 363 know. Yoga is something I'm definitely incorporating in my life in 2022. I remember, about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I used to do videos with this brother named KT the Art School. We used to do these fasts and everything, and the brother's amazing when it comes to health. And I told the family, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna change my diet. I was addicted to cookies at the time. I mean, heavily addicted to cookies, man. I mean, oh man, I couldn't go a day without
What kind of
cookies.
cookies? What kind of cookies?
Well, chocolate chip cookies.
Okay, so
It started out with Entenmann's, whatever chocolate chip cookie I could get my hand on. Then
wow.
eventually I moved to Whole Food, their vegan chocolate chip cookies. I thought that
Mhm.
was a little better, but I just had to eliminate it. But I was just so addicted to it. But I got rid of that habit. I'm proud to say, family, Brother Rich no longer eats chocolate chip cookies. So I got
There
rid of
you
that habit.
go.
So my diet improved, my health. I hate saying diet sometimes. Well, I don't like saying diet because the word die in front of it, you know. But my health improved drastically in the last 2-3 years, family, as a result of listening to KT and Dr. Valentine. In 2022, family, yoga is going to be a part of my life. And this brother
Mhm.
right here, he's going to be on the platform more and more, family. So I want y'all to get used to this brother.
Yeah.
And I want y'all, because this ain't a game with everything. Let me hold up. Where's this at?
Yeah, it's serious, right? Right now, it's really time to get more into the mind, body, and spirit because of what's happening. All these road events, it's really time to upgrade, like get that
Yo,
upgrade.
yo, brother, I'm all about the upgrade right now, Lamar. I'm all about upgrading my consciousness, being the best version of myself. And my spirit told me about how important yoga is going to be, yoga and meditation moving forward. And I'm pretty good with the meditation. I could do better, but yoga is definitely something I'm going to incorporate. Family, if you want to incorporate this in your life as well in 2020, start out in the beginning. Everybody has their New Year's resolution. Family, sign up beginning of the year, start your New Year's off right. Get them downloads. You have to understand the human avatar, the technology behind it. We are
Yeah,
like radio receivers. We're receiving information constantly
absolutely.
from the source, collective consciousness. If you go to this, I wish I don't have my Instagram login on my computer, but I want everybody, if you don't believe me, go to this brother's Instagram, CyberYoga. This dude is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Like I thought Billy Carson told me about you. I thought it was just like some regular yoga. When I seen the stuff you doing, when you say futuristic, it's futuristic. Like I never seen, you know how like I'm trying to think.
I'm on YouTube too, so hey, you guys on YouTube, Instagram, I appreciate that. But yeah, I just really, you know what? I want to add that I was a fan of like science fiction films. So,
Uh,
I'm a fan of like The Matrix, The Terminator, all these sci-fi films. So I had a huge influence from like that concept, but then adding it to the ancient of like yoga. So just putting them both together because it's ancient and future at the same time. So time is linear, but still I just wanted to find a way to like merge it and to really like preserve the integrity of the yoga practice, but take it into the new age because it's really important to take this practice into the meta because it's going that way. So it's like, hey, take the spirituality and moving forward into the future because it's really important. If not, we're lost. So that's
mm.
what we have to maintain the mind, body, and spirit in the 3D matrix. If not, then you're just a robot. So
Shout out to Relaxation Goddess. She has her ticket. I look forward to
yes.
seeing you at the virtual retreat. Relaxation Goddess. Make sure you follow the
Right.
brother on Instagram also. And yeah, I'm excited too. Let me share the link one more again in the chat. We're gonna get to a couple of questions for the brother.
Oh, please.
Um,
That'd be
before we
amazing.
do that, you know what I want to ask you about before we do that? What do you think about because I see you doing the headstands and I know how important it is to get the blood flow going both directions. And I believe I heard somebody say that has something to do with the lymphatic system, cleansing the lymphatic system. What do you think about what's that machine that you go in and you upside down for a long time? Do you know inversion table? What do you think about the inversion tables? Do you
And
use that at all?
no, because I use my body
Oh, because you
to
use your
create
body.
my
Yeah, I
own.
mean, so you ain't got.
Yeah, yeah, because I create my own. I mean, I actually create my. See, like the whole thing is that you want to build the muscle groups. You want to build the overall body awareness and the balance with the spirituality interface together. It's about that
Ah,
fusion of all those things together, not just, it's not going to be compartmentalized. So
okay.
it's really about like actual application. Like handstands have physical benefits behind them.
Mm.
Headstands have physical benefits behind them. The lotus position has, physical. So it's really about really getting into the body, like getting into that and the intention, and that in itself is healing. Like
Mm,
everybody should be into just doing this. Like, it's like we have this amazing technology, but it's just we're not really learning how to like utilize it because it's always being kind of like dumbed down. Like you
mm,
have to push until you can't push anymore. But no, like listen to your body. Your body does everything for you. It
mm,
tells you when to go, when to go to the bathroom, when you're hungry, when to rest. You don't have to do it. It does it for you.
mm.
So really about, just taking that, taking like the mindset of just being conscious about all those different amazing things that your body does for it. I mean, for you. So
Mm.
this, it's just really about being mindful of just that, like just honor your mind, body, and spirit. Honor it. Even more now. It's more time to upgrade. You have to. Now
Yeah,
you have to upgrade.
yeah,
Now it's getting
definitely.
real.
It's yeah, especially with everything going on, the misinformation and the
Yep.
things they're doing to people, family. If you don't upgrade now, it's now or never. These are the times we've been waiting on for a long time, family. If you don't upgrade now, then it's all an illusion anyway. But if you want to enjoy yourself down here and actually learn who you are and discover who you are and fulfill your destiny, then you might as well do it right now because it's the perfect time. Information is here. The downloads are stronger than ever.
Mhm.
So yeah, family, it's now or never. Once again, family, this brother right here, first time on the show, Lamont CyberYoga Goode. He deals with yoga, and I'm talking about his version of yoga is futuristic. You brought a lot of flavor to yoga, a
I
lot of
appreciate that.
yeah, a lot of flavor, a lot of flavor to
Well,
yoga.
here's another story that nobody talks. Well, I mean, no one knows, but the reason why I came so hard with cyber yoga is because when I was trying to find a way to market my practice, I had a really good friend. She was a white woman, and she really like believed in my vision. But she
Mhm.
told me one time, she was like, you know what? Um, what you're doing is amazing, but there's a lot of people that are white that don't like what you're doing, and they're saying that
Wow.
black people don't do yoga. And I was like, well, actually we do, but I'm going to show you what's
Mm,
going to happen. I'm going to show
mm,
you what we can do. So it was a lot of like pain too, because it was coming from the yoga community as well. Like I
mm,
was getting a lot of hate. They're like, oh, you like this isn't yoga and you know what you're doing, and you're not
mm.
like you're gonna like disgrace the practice and all these different things. So I got a lot of hate for it, but
Wow.
it wasn't up until years later that people started to really understand that, hey, like this is actually an addition to the practice, and the lineage of yoga, because yoga's for everyone. So why not add your own flavor to it? And so I incorporated dance and movement, conscious movement, and different things into it. So that's how cyber yoga was born.
Brother, that's genius. That's creativity right there. I mean, when you're innovative, hate comes with it because sometimes
Absolutely.
people just don't understand it, and sometimes they don't want to understand and they're intimidated. But I can see why somebody might be intimidated with your version of yoga. Like I said, when I'm gonna get to the question, I'm gonna try to pull up his Instagram because I really need y'all to see what I'm talking about. Like this dude is insane with the yoga. But let's get to. Let me share that. Oh, I already shared it. Okay, let's get to a couple of questions in the chat. One question I seen earlier. Yeah, this was the first one I seen. Shanice says, "Can you show us one pose? Can you show us one
Okay, I
pose?"
got you.
Mm.
It's kind of small here, but I can go through like maybe just something. I do something really fast. Hopefully, I won't knock anything over.
Mm.
But this is what I
Go
call
ahead.
movement meditation. So it's kind of like a fusion of breaking concepts and meditation together. And I'll just demonstrate what it looks like. So right here, bam, something like that.
Mm. So that's the movement meditation.
Yeah, I mean, it was really fast, but it's more of like you want to find the connections with your body. So, for instance, you just find different ways to connect with the self. So, for instance, like we call this concept in Breeboing called threading. And threading looks like this. You just find a different body part and you thread through, but you're finding connections with your body, right?
Whoo. Right.
So just finding different ways to connect. So it's like over time, it's like you just learn how to build new pathways of like concepts, and so that way, it just kind of just builds. But the intention is to create a relationship with your body. Like you're
Mm,
just learning how to really understand like all these amazing mechanics and how they come together, and so
mm,
um, that process allows you to just connect with your body, just being more conscious and just being more mindful of it, as opposed to just taking everything um, for granted. Now you
mm.
actually understand how beautiful the connections can be once you practice the movement.
Let me ask you, with yoga and with the movement medicine, when you're doing it, do you feel like you're consciously in control, or do you feel like your body's just going with the flow?
Excellent question. There are times where I don't even have to think; it just
It just
happens because
happens. Yeah.
you're creating, or you're just downloading the information, and it comes to you. I mean, of course, there are some some like foundation concepts and like structures, but generally, once you're actually connected to the akashic of information,
Mm,
you don't even have to think. It just
mm.
flows right through you. It's like when you ask me all these amazing questions, like, do you think about it, or just like happens for
Yeah,
you?
exactly. Yeah,
It's a
just
natural thing.
yeah,
Like it
yeah.
just it just it just like comes through you. It's the same thing with the practice and the movement. It's the same thing.
Mm.
It just comes to you. So once you're actually in tune, that's it. Wi-Fi connections on.
Dope, dope. Let's get to a couple of questions, family. Let's get to a couple of questions. I know it's what we call Thanksgiving Eve. I know a lot of people out there with their family, man. I know so they might see this the next day or the day after next. But we putting it down here tonight, family. Let's see. Give me some questions, family. Okay. Secure the Bag wants to know, what's up, bro? What are some good stretches for upper back pain muscle strain?
Upper back. I would say definitely doing a lot of bridges or wheels. Um, I would just recommend even just sitting here with your back straight here, the hands on the back of your heels like that, and bringing your chest forward just like that, and making sure that you're warm and not forcing anything. Or I would definitely lay on the stomach for sure, and do something called cobras. It's where you're laying completely flat here, just like this, laying completely flat here, and just bringing your chest up and being mindful about that. And so after you're fairly warm, then you can bring up a little bit higher, and just listening to your body and not rushing the process. But those are some basics that you can do, definitely, and just making sure that you're warming up first,
Mhm.
warming up like really well, and then gradually over time, your body will just start to open up naturally. I hope that helps.
Okay, okay. Let's get to the next one. Let's get to the next question. Oh, somebody said I need beginners. So I guess they need the yoga. That the yoga. Would you call your version of yoga? Is it can beginners engage in that?
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. So I actually teach the basics too. So
Mm,
I can definitely teach like the very, 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 very bare basics as well. So I typically don't want to go into anything too extreme, because I can gauge the audience and feel where their
mm,
body level is. But yeah, definitely the basics first. Always basic first. Nothing advanced at all. Just
mm.
very basic. And so when they're ready to upgrade, okay, that's when Cyber Yoga comes in.
Is yoga something? If I'm overweight, is yoga something I can still do, or would you advise somebody to lose some weight before they get involved with yoga?
Surprisingly, I've seen a lot of yogis that are heavy set, and they're rocking it amazing,
Mm,
actually, and doing flexible poses and everything. So it's really
mm,
about the mind. I mean, I would say on a physical level that it helps to be a little bit lighter, but
mm.
I have seen heavier set individuals doing yoga and doing like amazingly well. It's really inspiring, actually.
Oh, they want to know in the chat about you talked about the upper back. Now, what about the lower back stretches for lower back pain, I guess? What would you recommend for that?
I would actually say doing the same pose that I did,
Hmm.
in the same pose here, or you could go from, oh, cat cows. I mean, um, it may look funny, but cat cows is actually great for lower back and stretches. So it's just, you want to be on all fours, just like this, and you bring your chest up and down, just like that, up and down, and so that's actually called cat cow. But that flexion opens up the lower back and the hips and the shoulders. I mean, like that's the
Yeah,
best stretch I would definitely recommend for lower back for sure.
yeah, I seen that before. I seen that one before.
Cat
Yep.
cows may look funny, but you know what? There's actually tons of benefits in that stretch. I do it all the time.
Mm. About how long do you like per session? How long do you do yoga? Like, say you get up in the
Uh,
morning. How long are you doing yoga in the morning?
2 hours.
You go in, man. God
Yeah.
damn, man. It's
Yeah,
two.
because you know what it is actually I actually fuse the practice. So I'm like, I'm stretching, I'm creating, I'm
Yeah.
meditating, I'm researching, so like I'm doing everything at one time. But typically my sessions are like 2, 3 hours, and like those are only chunks like throughout the day. So if I'm not working or booked, then I am just constantly training, rediscovering, creating, finding new ways, finding pathways. But it's really into the body and just honoring it and really being grateful for this amazing tech.
Indeed. And Grace wants to know, due to working from home, would you say to do yoga first thing in the morning or in the afternoon after work?
Excellent question, and Grace. I would actually say do both. I would actually say, like you get up in the morning and if you feel the call, listen to your body, definitely do yoga. And then I would definitely recommend after work because your body is typically stressed or like whatever. So that yoga is going to just release, relax the body for sure. So I would definitely recommend both morning and after work.
So you get it in with yoga in the morning. You put it in for like 2 hours. Would you say if I'm a beginner in yoga and I just, everybody's so busy and I could only get it in for 15 minutes, is that a
That's fine.
waste of that's fine.
No, that's
Okay.
fine. I mean, brother Rich, it's like once you feel that connection, that's it. Like it's a natural high. Like the first time I took my yoga class, I was blown away. I was like, wow, like because you know what? Some of these poses, basic poses look super easy, but they're super hard, very hard. You're breathing, you're holding the posture, you're sweating, but then after the class, your body's like, thank you. Your body's like, thank you for honoring me. So you'll feel it right away. And then once that, then you're hooked. So I'm like high on like stretching all day. I'm high on just all day, stretching here all day. For me, it's like it's my high. So I'm like working, whatever, creating, I'm like stretching. It's a
I
natural.
I
Mhm.
seen you do that one hand. You was on like
Uh,
one hand, bro. That joint was crazy on Instagram,
I
man.
appreciate that. Yeah, you know what? That I was inspired by the movie Star Wars, Luke Skywalker. As
Uh-huh.
a kid, I've always wanted to like balance on one hand. And so it was just like through law of attraction manifestation, I just wanted to get this move. I just wanted to learn that so bad.
Hmm.
And so I got tips from this circus coach in Prague in Czech Republic. And so she taught me a couple of things and that was it. I ran away with it. And so for me, handstands was like a walk in the park. It was just practice and practice and practice. I failed, I failed, I fell, blood, sweat, and tears. But like after like the 1,000 repetitions, then it's like, okay, I got this down to a science. So it's just learning. It's like anybody with the body can do this. It's like there's no secret. It's just about practicing and just learning how to apply the mechanics and the technique, and then that's it. It's game over. Then you got it.
I see somebody commented on the breathing, how important the breathing is. Could you comment on that? They say if you're not breathing deeply throughout your stretches, then you're not doing them properly? How important is with breathing and your stretching?
Oh, breathing is absolutely number one. Like you have to make sure that you're breathing the whole time. Even in my classes, it is if I'm teaching arm balances or like handstands or yoga, the first thing I say, make sure you're breathing. Don't hold your breath. Make sure you're breathing the whole time. It's life. So that actually gives you energy. So breathing is number one in my book for sure. Breathing and breathing light or slow, whatever, it doesn't matter. But whatever, just breathe. Just make sure you're breathing through every posture, every transition. If you're nervous, breathe in even deeper, relax out.
I guess a lot of people tried that pose you did because a lot of people said how incredible it was. I seen about 3 people comment on that, man. So just
Which
yeah.
pose that wasn't even a pose. That was like a transition. I mean, I could show a pose. Let me show. Um, this one here is called the cyber pigeon. Basically what it is, it's a pigeon pose on top of your head. It's what I created, but this is what it looks like. You can see right here. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah, so that's basically what it is. So I'm doing a headstand here.
Mhm.
Doing a headstand on top of my head in this position. So this position here is called pigeon pose. So when you're sitting on the floor, you're actually in a pigeon pose. So I just added by putting on top of my head like that. So it's about merging and just blending. So just adding a new element to the practice.
Mm. When you're coming up with these creative poses and ideas, like just from a creative standpoint, a creative's perspective, do you ever feel like consciously it feels like, oh, this is stupid? Why am I? Well, I'm not gonna do that. Like, do you ever feel like these channels, these downloads you get, does your ego, does it ever tell you, oh, this is stupid, don't do that? But then when you do it, it ends up being successful or something like that. Like, does your ego ever try to discourage you from, going into new territory with yoga?
Excellent question. Thank you for asking that because typically, like, we always get used to doing something over and over, and
Yeah.
you know, you typically get like comfortable doing something that you're good at, but to learn and to evolve is like I feel like you have to venture out and try new things. In the beginning, I was really hard on myself about my practice. I was like, oh, like you suck, you're whack. Um, and that comes from b-boy culture. It's like that culture is about who's better. Like, you know what? I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
smoke you. I'm gonna be better than you. But after doing yoga and doing like medicine, shrooms, ayahuasca, whatever, uh, you learn to be more conscious with your practice and your mind, body, and spirit. So even like the thoughts of saying, oh, this isn't good enough or it's whack. I'm just saying, hey, this is something new and
Mm-hmm.
let's see what happens and see if it works, because how the mind works is that you can always make the move better just by like correcting it or like filming it, whatever. Like you see it and feel it,
Mm-hmm.
and if it's not good, then you tweak it and just find a way to make it work. And so that's
Mm-hmm.
typically how it works. So I'm not hard on myself as much anymore. That makes sense.
Dope. Good to hear that, man. Good to hear that. They want to know, have you ever hurt yourself? I guess doing yoga. Have you ever hurt yourself?
Yes, twice, really bad. And so the reason why I hurt myself, because in the yoga practice, you want to learn certain movements, and yoga isn't about rushing. It's about taking your time and being conscious and being okay with the progress. Like I was trying to force get my leg behind my head. I was forcing it because I really wanted it really bad. So I was like, oh, like I really want this move. I really want to get it. And so I was just forcing and forcing. And guess what? I blew my back out like twice from doing it. And so again, like life is showing you, hey, take your time, baby steps,
Mm-hmm.
baby steps. Understand the movement, take your time, breathe, relax, and over time, your body will actually open up. Like your body's, telling you, hey, I'm not ready yet. So
Okay.
that's the yoga practice. It's about being patient, being patient, and being mindful about being patient and not rushing anything. It's all about patience.
Patience.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Absolutely, 100%.
definitely. Somebody said, "Man, I can't even touch my toes." Hey, man, patience. Just repetition. You got to just keep
Yo,
trying,
Rich.
family.
Yo, my knees were like this before. I was like this. I was like now, bam. It's nothing. It's really just it's really about just really just practicing. You'll get it over time. It's
Right.
just trust me, I was the most inflexible person out of the bunch. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take my time, I'm gonna get it. And then once you got it, it's yours for life. So that's the message. Just take your time and really like appreciate the process, be mindful of that process.
Shanice wants to know: are there poses to release inflammation? I know you talked about trauma. So what about inflammation?
Inflammation, that's a good question.
Yes, very good question.
Um, I haven't had any problems. Well, I mean, okay, here's the thing. Whenever there's an overbalance of something, there's a problem. So usually I would get inflammation if I'm overstretching, where like if my body's like, hey, take some time off, I need to heal and rest.
Mhm.
But are there poses for inflammation? I'm not really sure of that. That's an excellent question, but I would definitely look into that and add that to the teaching when I do. But reducing inflammation, I'm not sure about that one.
You gotta bring that to the workshop, man, in January. You got
Absolutely.
so hey, sign up, family. We gonna be releasing inflammation. The brother gonna drop it in January.
Absolutely. Releasing information. That's a good one because I don't have any, but
Mhm.
that's an excellent question.
Yeah, I think people are definitely interested in learning about, like you said, releasing trauma, inflammation, or if you had these if you got anxiety somewhere, or if you got some type of sadness somewhere, they want to know how they could release that energy. So I think they're
A lot of
definitely
movement.
going to be looking for those type of answers or whatever.
Mhm. A lot of that it typically is through movement, though.
Just
Movement.
tip just typical, yeah, typical movement, yeah.
Exercise would be number one, and then just like what I do know that if you have any inflammation, I would say that turmeric is the best remedy for that. Like that's the best
Mm.
remedy. But poses that's a definitely interesting one, so I need to look into that.
Mhm. Once again, family, this brother will be speaking at the virtual retreat. Let me share the flyer on the screen. It's an action-packed retreat.
Right.
Um, people are going to be talking from all different fields of study, whether it's neuroscience or health or yoga or stocks and things like that, or meditation. It's just fitness and exercise, and it's just an amazing retreat the brother Billy Carson put together. And it's going down January 8th and January 9th, 1 to 7 family. I'm going to share the link. Once again, did you want to you want to say something, Lamar? You was about to say something?
No, no, no. I was just giving praise to Billy. He's definitely doing some amazing things, and so your brother Rich, and it's such an honor to be here with all of you to even be here.
Mm.
It's amazing when you're watching someone on YouTube and then now you're actually in the chat with them and dialogue. It's a beautiful thing. But yeah, this upgrade, manifest destiny, get on it.
Yeah, like I said, brother, it's definitely time. It's something brother, I had the video, I had this DVD. Somebody talked about it earlier, the comedic yoga, and I had it for years. And I probably watched it one time, but I never really got into it. And in my back of my mind, I always knew, Rich, one day you got to get into yoga and you got to learn some of this stuff. Like I know it will help me, but I don't know how to explain it will help me. But deep down inside, I got that gut feeling about how beneficial yoga will be for me. So I'm definitely going to take yoga serious. I can't wait to January 7th and 8th. And
Yeah.
yeah, next year I'm gonna be shit. I want to get my girl down with the what's it called? With your mate?
Neo Sutras. So make sure you follow us on Instagram at Neosutras on Instagram and on YouTube.
So you got like workshops on that in the future, son, or you got video? Like how do we learn
Actually,
that by watching you?
Actually, we produced a book earlier this year, and so if you go to our website, we have a book for couples that are going to be launched. We're actually launching it this week, so stay tuned for that. So, um,
Man, I'm
yes,
excited.
yeah. So just follow us on Instagram at Neo Sutras and on YouTube as well.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm really excited, man. Baby, Neo Sutras, we coming, baby. I had to tell you, we coming, baby.
Look,
Neo Sutras.
you hear that, Go, Neo Sutras?
I
Look,
gotta. Oh, I
may-
think
may-
my butt.
maybe I bring the missus in and like have her elaborate. Love, you
Okay,
want to come in here? She's not ready. Okay,
it's all good. You know, like I said, I want to have you on the show more and more. So,
absolutely.
you know, we could break that down for the people on a future time, future date. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm excited. Somebody mentioned the lotus pose. What's the lotus pose? What's that? I was like, you know, I'm
The
not
lotus
familiar.
pose. This is the
What's
lotus pose
Oh,
right
that's
here.
what you okay.
Yeah, so this is when you interlace your feet here. This is lotus pose right here. So this
Oh,
is like one of the most beneficial for meditation. This one right here.
what? Okay.
Yeah, so this one takes a lot of this one will take you a while. So
Uh,
that's really about opening up your hips
uh,
and the proper breathing. But yeah, that's a very beneficial stretch for circulation and concentration.
indeed, indeed. All right, family. If you got any more questions, we about to wrap it up. The hour's about done. I know a lot of y'all busy. Y'all got family in town and all that stuff. I want all y'all to stay safe out there, but just know that we are upgrading. The time is now, family. This, like I said, I can't stress how much this brother's amazing when it comes to this yoga thing. Like, I was shocked. Like, I just thought I was gonna see regular yoga. Like, nah, this is some next level yoga. Oh, somebody asked also, what's your YouTube page? They want to know about your YouTube page. How
Oh,
do you
my
spell it?
YouTube is simple. It's at CyberYoga,
Cyber Yoga.
CyberYoga, CyberYoga.
So Cyber Yoga on Instagram and Yoga on YouTube.
Cyber,
And yeah,
CyberYoga on Instagram and on YouTube.
any other contact information you want to leave the people before we get out of here, my brother?
I would just say just follow me on those two handles, and thank you, Brother Wish, for having me. Such an honor, to even be on the platform. Longtime fan, and shout outs to Phil Valentine and Billy Carson. Thank you so much. It's such an honor. So it's a blessing.
Hey, I'm probably might try to have you on here again before the actual workshop on January 7th.
Okay.
So yeah, we got to do something special before January 7th for the people, man. So
I'm game.
I'm excited. I know they are too. My brother, I look forward to the workshop. But until then, brother, stay safe, man, and enjoy the weekend. All right.
Likewise, brother. Thank you so much.
All right. Peace, y'all. Peace, family.